Now, our next guests are absolute sensation on Twitch TV, where they make a game filled with dinosaurs. Let's bring out the creators of ARK Survival Evolved. It's Jesse and Forrest Rapczak. Welcome.
Hey, Sean.
Good to see you, Jesse. Good to see you, Forrest.
Good to see you.
Come join me on the stage. I mean, right away, I have to ask what it's been like to have such a rabid community and so many people just creating content around your game.
It's insane. When we put out the mod tools last year, something PC gaming is huge, passionate about. We've had a few mod contests already. We've gotten really amazing stuff from the creators. We've hired a few of them because their mods were so good. You know, so we hope to do more of this, making more changes to the mod kit and everything, and it's been really amazing to see what's being made every day.
Yeah, and I understand you have some new content you want to show with us today, a new biome.
We are pumped.
A new damn dinosaur.
That's right.
Oh, lovely. Walk me through what we're seeing here, Jesse.
So this is the Redwood Biome. It's a place that's unlike any other on the ARK. There's giant ancient trees that can't be harvested, which affords players the ability to build treetop bases and have a new verticality to the gameplay. There's new resources that can only be found in the Redwood Biome. And as you can see, it's just like a gorgeous looking place. Grappling hooks are very useful in this biome. And we're really excited to get this thing out so players can have that new diversity on the island.
I mean, it's kind of incredible, like the rich depth in the background, just sort of seeing all the sort of looming danger there, which is really a core piece of ARK's gameplay.
That's exactly correct.
All right, here's the dinosaur. Jesse, stop what you're saying. Tell me about the dinosaur.
This is the Titanosaur Asst. This guy's been a long time coming. The biggest dinosaur on the island by far. There's only a few of them. They're kind of indestructible. You can build giant bases on them. Their attacks are devastating, and they can't be tamed in a traditional way. They're immune to narcotics. They require a special takedown method related to kind of KOing them in the head with some bigger artillery. So.
Yeah, you can build a fortress on the dinosaur.
Yeah, science tells us that's possible.
Of course. ARK, based on real science. Now, modding, obviously a huge part of just ARK's culture. I mean, talk to me a little bit about this mod.
This is actually Primitive Plus. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Jesse, go ahead.
Yeah, Primitive Plus is a mod that we've created, or Cedric created, one of our community guys originally that came in-house. And he's been working on this for a while. It's been available to PC gamers for quite some time. But we're making it an official mod now. This will be later in July. We'll be putting it on our official servers. And this will allow people to easily get into this mod, which is really good for role-playing. It's living off the land. It's got a whole lot of new resources. It allows you to play the game without the high technology tier, and it really opens up a lot of new gameplay mechanics.
Seems really centered around just creating an in-game community.
That's right, yeah. And
Even like storefronts and ways for people to trade.
yep, storefronts, ways for people to trade things. I mean, it's really awesome. And this is just an example of one of those mods that was created. There's so many other things available right now through our mod. You can play ARK on the moon with ARK Moon Survival. There's new competitive game modes like Tribe Wars. There's new maps all over the place that have just been opening up the world for people to play ARK.
And another of the mods that you brought in, and my understanding is that these are brought in-house now to be part of the official launch as well.
Right.
That you get to play any animal in the game.
So this started off actually as our this started off as our April Fool's joke, and we decided to make it a real mod. So we are going to be bringing this in the near future, and people can play as ants. You can play as frogs. You can play as a wolf. It's pretty neat.
That's right. One of our partner developers, Instinct Games, is actually developing this out of Egypt. And they have been working on this for a little while, and it's so exciting because you can play as the creatures of ARK, go through their life cycles from babies to adults. You know, we started ARK and we added the poop button, and in this mod you have the mate button. Because as
these are important buttons.
They are buttons
for the content release.
Yeah. You know, it's great button remapping. All the hardware carriers are really going crazy over this. But no, the goal is to create a pack, right? To create a pack of creatures and play with that pack of creatures, make new babies, raise them, level them up. You can play kind of asynchronously against the other species on the island. Of course, there's all sorts of people choosing different types of dinosaurs. Yeah, and then
predator mode.
Yeah.
Predator vision.
Every dinosaur has a unique kind of, or creature has a unique vision. And of course, we've got humans on the island as well.
Yeah, Forrest, what are they doing there?
Well, you know, they're throwing poop. That's what they do. That's what monkeys do.
Wow.
I think the monkeys are going to be very popular.
Critical buttons upcoming in the
I think
next
people
release.
like playing as the monkeys.
So once again, you know, this is going to be an official mod. Instinct Games, our partner
Yeah.
team out of Egypt, developing this. It'll be coming later this year as an official mod on official servers.
That's so awesome. And Forrest, of course, I have to ask about your involvement with streaming, sharing content for the community. What's that experience been like?
Oh, it's been amazing. I mean, our community is just absolutely outstanding. They get so involved and are so, honestly, so creative. I mean, we really try to incorporate ideas that the community comes up with when we find things that we think are like, we should have thought of that, you know? So
Well, you're going to give me the gift of being able to role play as an ant and leave scents everywhere.
totally. And I'm going to be the frog, though, so you better watch out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jesse and Forrest Rapczak from ARK Survival Evolved. Guys, thank you so much for coming
Thanks,
out.
John.
Thank you.
And now I think the show needs some dinosaurs. Let's throw things over to Bravo.
Thanks, Larry. It's time to talk ARK Survival Evolved. I'm here with Jesse Rapczak, co-founder and co-creative director of Studio Wildcard. Now, Jesse, ARK has been incredibly successful on Xbox One, and you guys have more to share here as well.
That's right. We're over 1.2 million units now on Xbox, over 5 million units overall, and we've got some big announcements this time at E3. We announced with Microsoft yesterday that we're coming to Xbox Play Anywhere, Windows 10 and Xbox. If you buy it once on Xbox, you can play it on any platform. And this is really cool because it gives players something they've really been wanting. One is crossplay with some of their PC friends on the Windows 10 store. But the other thing is you'll be able to host Xbox dedicated servers with the Windows 10 version of the game so that you can have your Xbox friends, up to 70 players, joining, configuring it just like the PC players have been doing since the launch of ARK, and creating your own tweaks to the servers, multipliers for things, all sorts of customization. It's going to be really awesome, and that's going to launch later this year.
I know people are really excited about that. Next up, I want to talk about the new Primal Survival game mode. Tell us a little bit about how that works.
We're so excited about this. It's one of our partner teams, Instinct Games. They've been working with us since the beginning. They've been working on this new game mode called Primal Survival. It started as a joke in April Fool's. We called it Survival Devolved, where you could play as a raptor. But people were like, oh my God, I want that mode. And so what we did is we decided, well, let's make it so you can play any creature on the island. Everyone's got their own view. It's very unique gameplay. You start raising your baby creatures from children, adding more to your pack. And we have a mate button now. So as creatures, when you find other species you like, you can mate with them, create new babies, and kind of raise them up and build up your pack. So
yeah, also we got a new biome on the way too. I want to talk about that players can play in.
Yes, the Redwood Biomes are coming very soon. We're going to get those launched later this month on PC and then in the following month on Xbox. This is a whole new area. You can build in trees, forts. It gives players a whole new verticality to their gameplay. There's unique resources in there, and it just looks great. It's gorgeous. It's one of the coolest places now on the island to play in.
You also have the biggest creature, I believe, coming to the game as well. I've seen people pretty excited about this. That's the Titanosaur.
Oh yeah, this guy is huge. There's only a few of them per island. Only 1 or 2 tribes can have these guys. You can't take them out with narcotics. You have to KO them with larger weaponry. But when you've got one, they are huge. You can build a base on their back that's gigantic, and they can stomp out complete structures and smaller dinosaurs with their stomp attack. It's insane.
Last thing I want to talk about before we go is the Primitive Plus mod. This is a really cool story behind how this kind of came together.
That's right. Modding has been a key part of ARK's DNA since the beginning. We've run a lot of mod contests, and the winner of our first mod contest was a mod called Primitive Plus. Allows you to live off the land, replace a lot of the high technology with more primitive types of apparatuses and structures. This is by a guy named Cedric, who was part of the mod community. We hired him in-house, and we've been working on bringing it to Xbox. So it's going to be coming to Xbox and PC at the end of July as an official mod on our official servers, so all players can take part in this new mod.
Awesome, Jesse. I want to thank you so much for your time today. I can't wait to get my hands on all the new stuff in ARK Survival Evolved.
Guys, who are you and what do you do? How are you joining us here today? What is your name?
I'm Jake Hurst. I'm from Reverb Communications. And
I'm Jesse Rapczak. I'm from Studio Wildcard, co-founder and co-creative director of ARK.
And of course down there is Seltzer, my lovely co-host. And we are here to talk to you guys about this game. What are you showing off here at E3?
We've got so many things that are on the announcement list this week. You know, early on Monday we announced our Redwood Biomes, that they're coming June 22nd, and that's what we've got here on screen for you guys today. Some live gameplay from our Redwood Biomes, It's a totally new area of the island. As you can see, you can build tree top bases here in the Redwoods biome. It gives a new sense of verticality. There's new resources that are exclusive to this biome, and these giant ancient trees can't actually be harvested. So when players build their bases up in here, they're relatively safe from whatever's happening down on the ground.
That's amazing.
This is very Lost in Time. If you remember that show, and I've been playing iterations of ARK since the very beginning. This is a huge relief to me. Thank you. Oh my God.
Actually, on that note, let's zoom out for a second, and if someone's tuning in and they're like, I've heard of this ARK thing, but what exactly is it? Let's give them a general overview. What is this game we're looking at?
Awesome. So ARK is a dinosaur survival game. That's what it is at its core. But as we've been working on it, we've been adding so much stuff to it. We've got much more than dinosaurs by now. We've got all sorts of creatures we've added to the game. Every couple weeks, we're adding new creatures, new items like these grappling hooks. Those came in earlier this year. And we've really been evolving this game with the player base. Because it's in early access on PC and Xbox Game Preview on Xbox, we have a really great relationship with the community, sharing ideas for features and what to add to the game as we're going along implementing our own roadmap for the game. We've recently added our boss arenas, which are places to fight the spider boss, the gorilla boss, and the dragon boss. Those are all in the game now. It's really fleshing out kind of our end game loop, because ARK is so much more than a survival game. It's a survival game with a purpose. You can either make your own purpose through role-playing or setting up your own server types, or you can follow the breadcrumbs of our story. There's some new ruins in this map here. We'll be adding explorer notes later on in the year, and these kind of piece together what's going on the island if you want to take that route and start to discover things and challenge those bosses and do the end game content.
That's awesome. And what are we watching here in the live gameplay?
I think Jake appears to be jumping randomly.
It's the keyboard.
It's the keyboard, I guess.
Yeah, I can't control anything anymore.
Stuck.
Sorry, guys.
Uh-oh. Well, you just got really excited. You started jumping for joy.
Well, I was trying to follow the crew for a bit. And then
Yeah.
I mean, this is how I play most games anyway. I'm
Yeah.
a bunny hopper.
Boing.
So this is normally my view.
Yeah.
But I actually had a question.
Yeah.
So we're looking at, you got a really elaborate setup here. You've got this gun. It appears you got some fine armor. This is not what the game looks like when you first jump in, when you first load into the game.
very
You are
true.
butt naked on a beach.
Yes.
So how quickly am I going to go from butt naked on the beach to living the treetop life?
I mean, that's the question we all have to ask ourselves every day,
Yes. And,
I mean,
and in real life, I think it depends on how fast you get eaten by something bigger than you. So, that's something that you have to watch out for, both players and AI. It takes many, many hours to progress in ARK sometimes. But that's why we let people sort of tune their own server settings. We've got a lot of people that host their own servers. They increase the multipliers for things like that so that, hey, I don't have 500 hours to get, to the end game content. I want to do it in like 10x time, or 10x less time. And so there's a lot of that is driven by the players. They request different ways they like to play the game too, and so we give them all the server options to tune. And one of the other exciting announcements we had this week is that's going to be coming to Xbox players as well, because we announced Xbox Play Anywhere, which means that there's going to be a Windows 10 version of the game that matches the Xbox version. And through that version, you can host your own dedicated ARK server on a Windows 10 PC for playing on Xbox and with PC gamers. So it's pretty exciting stuff. And it allows you to kind of tune the game more to your taste on terms of time availability and things like that.
That's awesome. That cross-platform play is going to be so exciting, and the kind of pick up where you left offness really helps.
And that you guys are flexible. I mean, I've played a lot of games, especially competitive games, where you really want to go in and you want to mess with settings, you want to take control of your own server. So it's wonderful that you kind of put that in the players' hands. I mean, what have you seen your players do with this game that you were not expecting?
Well, the first thing I ever saw, which was hilarious to me, was turning down the poop interval, and it was just like massive poop everywhere. It was like, it didn't even require a mod. It was just a server setting and poop.
I know you
everything's
did
poop.
that for Rachel because she was specifically asking you for poop earlier.
Well, I mean, I have a beautiful ARK story, if I may,
Yep.
but I
Please.
was joining the game for the very first time, and you know that there's that magical moment where you sort of wake up on the beach as your character, and you're like, what's going on? I have no clothes. And I had friends on the server, and they were like, we're down the shore, run towards me. And so I start running down the shore, and my boyfriend, he's there, and he's running towards me, and just as we see each other, I'm like, slash wave, slash wave. And that was the first time I figured out that you guys had pooping in the game, and it was by far the least romantic moment.
But now it's one of your best memories of ARK.
It's unforgettable. Like, this game has given me so many great moments, and it's so much fun to play with friends.
Mhm.
That's right, and we've really tried to do that through our tribe system. And I don't know if many people know, but our community site, survivetheark.com, you can get on there and create an identity for your tribe as well. We have a tribe system there, and we've also added to the game the idea of trip alarms giving you a notification through our forum system. So if you're offline and somebody's raiding your base in PvP,
Thank you. Can I get that
trips
on my
your wire, we're working on something like that.
Oh my gosh,
So
that's awesome.
it wakes you up at night, okay?
Well, yeah, if someone's trying to invade my house.
I need to know these things.
So what are we're back in game now. What are we looking at?
So we've been hanging out here in the treetops of the Redwood Biome for a little bit. Maybe we can cruise over and see the Titano.
I think that'd be smart.
Yeah, let's ask these guys to warp us over there. That's the biggest dinosaur on the island. And there's only a few of them per server. They can't be knocked out with narcotics. You have to use like the heavy weaponry, like our big bows and catapults and stuff like that to knock them in the head. But once you get one of these dinosaurs, you're one of the few tribes that have it, and you can build giant bases on the back. I think the team here has built kind of a massive base for the Titano they have in this map, and it's really like a mobile home for your entire tribe, and almost nothing can go up against this thing, and it's got a devastating stomp attack. It just totally wipes out structures. Well, I'm sure some of those enterprising tribes with their armies of dinos can give it a run for its money, but here it is in all its glory.
Whoa.
It is
Like
massive.
a Terry Pratchett book.
I love that you call it a mobile home. I picture like let's take the village camping together.
This is the ARK version of a mobile home.
Exactly. I love that.
I like that the house in the back of that dinosaur is bigger than the apartment I had in San
Yeah, it is. It is. It's gorgeous. What does it take to build that?
Man, lots of resources, especially a metal base like that. I mean, this is like end game content right here. I mean, these things are massive, and then once you've got it, it's kind of like once you got money, you gotta spend more money.
Don't demolish that.
Yeah, it's like in ARK, once you got resources and dinos, you gotta get even more. That's why you see a lot of the tribes in the game kind of laying claim to parts of the island and trying to shut off trade routes and make sure that they can get a lot of the resources they need. And of course in ARK, different types of creatures can help you harvest resources in different ways too, and so all of this kind of comes together.
You
Wow.
put cannons on the dinosaur.
Yeah, seems like they did.
Why not?
Made it a
Rachel?
Blastoise.
The cannons are super fun. You kind of get that sort of pirate ship style combat, but with dinosaurs. You can just like go up next to somebody and fire your cannons at them.
Well, one of the things that you also mentioned was you're giving us a bit more hints to the story in this. Now, the story is super mysterious. I think you just put some things around the island and expected us to figure it out, and we try real hard.
Yeah, the main story stuff's not in yet. That's coming in later this year, but there'll be explorer notes you can find from former survivors and inhabitants in the island. So you crushed the dragonfly with this guy.
Oh no!
That means you probably
got credit
changed the
for a
course
kill.
of future history by crushing that dragonfly.
Everything will be different now. Well,
I've
we
actually
only
never-
have a few more moments. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Do you attack?
No, it's fine. Yeah. What were you gonna say?
We only have a few more moments, but I wanted to know: is there anything we haven't seen yet? And actually, Rachel's still reacting to the game that you're not even seeing at home anymore.
There's dinosaurs.
I know, it looks amazing, and unfortunately you can't see it at home, but you're going to have to play yourself to find it out. But the things we've discussed are amazing. Is there anything else that we need to make sure to hit on before we leave?
We're launching Primitive Plus as an official mod next month on Xbox and PC, and we announced Primal Survival, which I know we have a trailer for. I don't know if we have time to roll it, but
I think we will right after we're finished speaking.
cool. Yeah, and so that mode is play as any creature on the island in multiplayer, humans, monkeys, dinosaurs, whatever. See through their eyes, raise babies from the beginning. There's a mate button now, poop button, mate button.
Yeah,
you know,
very
so-
important buttons.
Romance.
That Sean Day9
Yes.
plot.
No interspecies romance yet, but you know, you can
Hey,
find
open
this.
your mind, dude.
Eventually, we'll get there. We're a progressive game.
Oh my goodness. Okay, great. Well, where should people follow along and keep up with what's new for ARK?
SurviveTheArk.com. We've got our Twitter at SurviveTheArk, and then of course we broadcast fairly frequently on Twitch now at Survive the Ark on Twitch as well.
That's great. What have your streams been like? What can people expect when they tune in?
We showcase mods. We showcase our new features. One of our guys, Cedric from our Seattle team, who's a mod guy, frequently gets on there and talks about all the new stuff. And it's fun. Get to see it a little early, you know, before it's out there. And sometimes right when we release, we're in there with some of our streamer friends as well, kind of sharing the love. And we're going to start doing some more Xbox streaming because there's not as much of that going on as well.
Great.
So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much. Is there anywhere where people can check in with you here at E3?
We don't have any floor presence here at E3, but
Okay.
we're walking around with our ARK shirts and whatnot.
see
So
that.
if you see us, say hi.
Awesome.
Already had a few of that, a few highs so far.
Good. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. Guys, please do check out ARK Survival Evolved. We are very excited to bring you more gaming content right after this here at E3 on Twitch, powered by T-Mobile. See you soon.